If you're looking for fragrances that are guaranteed to give you plenty of compliments, I've got a nice list here of 10 perfumes for women. And I'm going to start with something that's pretty much universally liked, which is La Vie est Belle by Lacombe. This is modern, definitely a very sweet perfume, et gourmand. So definitely it has some notes of praline, kind of the sugary caramely vibe, and it also has some very unique fruity notes like black currant. Very powerful for a sweet fragrance. It's definitely, it has great projection. Super feminine, probably the most feminine perfume I've come across so far. And all the notes in it are very agreeable, so you can't really go wrong with it. Then, if you're not a fan of very sweet fragrances, you can go for something a bit more crisp and clean and summery, which is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. This is has great notes of green apple, citrus, and just very crisp, very light. Reminds me of spring or summer or the beach. Definitely better for warm weather and that sort of thing, daytime wear. And it's so agreeable that I haven't come across anyone who dislikes this fragrance. Then, if you want something similar to La Vie est Belle, but a little bit more of an alternative, you can go with Armani C. This is also a very sweet feminine perfume. This is pretty unique. It's also a great performer, really good longevity, great projection. It'll definitely easily fill up any room that you walk into, and it's because of that it's very, very noticeable. So, and of course anything from Armani's just high quality, great stuff. Then if you want something way more classic, more sort of formal and elegant, you could go for Chanel No. 5. This has been around forever. Women have been wearing it forever. Of course, it's more of a common, expected fragrance, but that doesn't mean it hasn't lost its charm. Unique notes of civet, sandalwood, amber, and then some florals. A very warm floral fragrance and very long-lasting. Kind of a classic staple of femininity and class. So, if that's what you're going for, this will do that for you. Then, something way more modern and different is not a perfume by Juliet Has a Gun. The only ingredient, or the only note in this, is ambrox, which is kind of this very light musk, a little bit salty, sort of synthetic fragrance. I find that it smells a little bit different depending on who's wearing it. For me, it's a little bit sweet-ish, kind of like sweet almonds or something around that nature. Some people say it smells a little bit different, maybe a bit saltier or a bit more musky, so kind of depends on how it reacts with your skin, but this is definitely a good one if you want something a bit more modest, a bit more subtle. It's not huge projection, more of an intimate fragrance, but definitely a very elegant, quiet sort of fragrance. The next one is another classic. This is Red Door by Elizabeth Arden. This is a really great floral fragrance. It's powdery, it has some notes of honey, and a huge list of floral notes. And for a floral fragrance, it's surprisingly long-lasting, surprisingly strong. It's also not that expensive, usually under $100. I think it's $30 to $40, so that's a really good deal. And it's another one of those fragrances that's kind of a crowd pleaser. It's liked by the majority. So, and pretty much another perfume that you can't go wrong with. Then the next one, which is one of my favorites, is Lait du Temps by Nina Ricci. This is similar to Chanel No. 5 in that it's a floral aldehyde perfume grounded by some really delicious warm notes like wood notes, amber, that sort of thing. So it's an older fragrance. It came out in the 1940s, but I still think it's a really great classic option. Then I have 3 samples here for Miss Dior, Coco, and Baccarat Rouge 540. So Coco is from Chanel. super spicy, heavy fragrance from Chanel, and it's delicious. Mainly cloves are the spice notes that make it up. It also has some wood notes to ground it. Mainly it's just a very warm, heavier sort of fragrance, especially good for the evening or during the winter or autumn, that sort of thing. A little bit sweet, but not too sweet. So definitely a really, really great classic, heavier option. Miss Dior is similar to Red Door in that it's this very powerful floral fragrance, although I would say Miss Dior is smoother. It doesn't have that powdery note. Sweet, but not too sweet. In general, a very, very high quality, agreeable fragrance. And then Baccarat Rouge 540 is just a powerhouse. Super high quality French perfume. Notes of saffron, ambergris, fir, that sort of thing, and cedar. And very, very unique. You won't come across many perfumes that even come close to Baccarat Rouge. And it's super, super powerful. You'll need to put on just a little bit and it'll fill up the room. And it's just unique. It has some sweet notes mixed with the warm saffron, spicy notes. A very special sort of fragrance. And great for special occasions, for the evening. And of course you can wear it during the daytime if you want. But all these perfumes are pretty much guaranteed to get you compliments and to get you noticed. So that's pretty much my list that I have for very well complimented fragrances for women. So if you have any opinions about these fragrances, you can leave those down in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.